Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
And we give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite sports icons and athletes. I'm Boom Gonzalez. Tonight, we check in with our Philippine Palomino team as well as the latest updates on Gilas Pilipinas. But first, we're wrapping up the 2023 NBA season.
Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. Well, as the curtains draws on a historic NBA season, it's time to look back at another epic year with a special set of awards courtesy of basketball analyst Coach Mark Molina. Coach, you have a lot of interesting points here, including ones that I feel aren't as bad as we painted it out to be, but we'll get to that in just a bit. There are these awards, unofficial, all selected by you. So I think, Boom, we're going to start out here with the Comeback Player of the Year. And that is no other than Jamal Murray. A lot has been said about Jamal. Why him for you?
Well, it's obvious. ACL injury a year and a half ago. Didn't play the whole season of last year. Played this year. Struggled in the beginning. And then saved the best for last 25-5-5 in the playoffs and ending up a champion. How many people can say that within a year of rehabbing his ACL and then winning a championship within the same calendar year? That's why he was in tears.
Yeah.
I mean, Jokic was unemotional when they won the championship, but Jamal was really in tears because of what he went through to be able to reach this point.
Makes it sweeter, right, when you come back from that kind of adversity and the champion and put up historic numbers too. That's another part of it. The other guard that you chose was the breakout Star of the Year from the New York Knicks. At least they got something this year. Sorry, New York Knicks fans.
No, you're not.
Jalen Brunson. Okay, tell us why.
He was a part-time starter last year.
Yes.
With Dallas. I mean, he started pretty much maybe the latter half of the year, but was a sixth man for the most part. And then free agency came. New York gave him a nice offer, which included his dad, to be part of the coaching staff. And there were, a lot of nice things that you can say about Jalen Brunson, but to average 27 points in the playoffs, better than Embiid, better than Giannis, better than a lot of the other superstars, and suddenly became the focal point of the New York offense. They all thought this was Randall's team.
Correct.
Yeah.
No longer. This is Jalen Brunson's team, and I don't know if a lot of analysts really saw
that
this
coming?
In fact, he wasn't even an all-star.
Yeah.
But
You're right,
I think he's playing at an all-NBA level.
And in the playoffs, even got better. Major problems.
Absolutely.
Cleveland gave Miami Heat a lot of headaches. The others didn't deliver. It was him who gave the Miami Heat headaches.
The toughness that he brings on the floor, it's something else. He did that in Villanova, national championship there. Nobody thought he could do it in the NBA because of his size. He is not fast at all. But the toughness, the smarts, he is turned into an all-star.
Not fast, but he's quick.
Yeah, he is.
Very quick.
He changes direction as well.
Yes.
I remember that when he was being traded to New York, they were all upset that Donovan Mitchell was not moving there, and they had to settle for Brunson. And
he eliminated Donovan.
I don't think that's
they got
settling.
further, right? That's not
settling.
that's not so bad. The New York Knicks fans should be happy about the future. Of course, the best performance of the year. There's so many performances to pick from, but we have to give our flowers to a certain Jimmy Butler, who really, in that series against the Bucks, seemed like a man possessed. They were not afraid of Milwaukee.
Prior to that ankle injury,
Yes.
he was
With
beast.
all due respect to Jokic,
No.
30-20-10 in the finals.
Yes.
Which was something else. But because nobody was believing Miami
Right.
at this point. It was even though they won Game 1, people were still saying, "Oh, Giannis is coming back. They're gonna beat Miami." But in Game 4, I think that was a statement there because Milwaukee was up in the fourth quarter. Then Jimmy just took
Exploded.
over.
Yeah.
With Drew Holiday
With
on
Drew
him,
Holiday
yeah.
on him, 56 points. It was all Jimmy Butler. It was a performance for the ages. And then the next game he scored, I think 42. It was like almost 100 points.
Yeah.
And the overtime putback.
Exactly.
He was the one who forced the overtime
yes,
putback, right?
exactly.
Yeah,
So-
yeah,
He
yeah.
called that play, by the way.
He wanted
the one
it.
who told,
And
yeah.
when you have somebody like that, I mean, we talk about the Miami undrafted players a lot, but those guys can perform because they have a star they can rely on.
Right.
Yeah.
They know when push comes to shove, this guy is gonna carry us, and he did it in the first round, which gave Miami the belief to make it to the finals.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. And, I love these next two categories, Boom, because these are executive decisions. And we all know that Coach Mark is also good at making executive decisions in his day-to-day. So, the best move of the year for Coach Mark is the Nuggets acquiring KCP and Brown and drafting Christian Brown. Just how impressive was this front office of the Denver Nuggets?
Very impressive, especially since this is the first year of Calvin Booth as the GM. First year as the decision maker.
Good point,
A lot
good
has been
point.
said about what Rob Pelinka's done
I was
with
about
the
to say,
Lakers.
Yeah.
right.
And I think it was Sacramento's GM who won the Executive of the Year.
Yes.
But these 2 or 3 low-key moves to get a Bruce Brown as a free agent for what, 5-6 million?
Yeah.
And then to trade for KCP, they gave up 2 key players in Monte Morris and Will Barton to get this guy, because the advantage of KCP is his outside shooting and defense. He's a 3-and-D guy who's perfect for Denver, and he was able to get that, plus the drafting of Christian Brown, who was a contributor in the playoffs. I think those moves took Denver over the top, and they won the championship because of that.
If they didn't win the championship, let me just poke you here a little bit. If they didn't win the championship, and I'm no Lakers fan, but was the Lakers move the best if they didn't win the championship? Only because, hear me out here, only because they were not
Yeah.
considered to be a playoff team prior to the move, and then they went as far as they did. What do you think about that?
It was very good because it turned a bad team, a lousy team, into a contender.
Right.
So you can argue that.
Okay.
But I love the little trades.
Right.
To me, it's harder to be a contender and take them to the championship. Those small things, small moves, like
Yeah.
getting. It's not a big deal to get a Bruce Brown.
Right.
But when you watch the finals,
He
and
made
you
it
see,
made.
you see
Probably
him,
the most
you see the
consistent
value.
other than
You
the
see him perform.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Then
right.
you know that this is a
Speaking
staff.
like an executive.
Oh nga eh. I told you, it's perfect. Perfect awards.
They know their personnel well. They recognize what they need, and they went after it.
Right.
Yeah.
We had the best, but Pao, on the opposite side.
This is the best move of the year.
What's the worst?
I don't. For me, it's the best move of the year. For Coach, it's the worst. Because the Timberwolves trading for Gobert is so beneficial to me. But let's put it in the face of it. It is really a lopsided trade, results based.
First of all, in the NBA of the 2020s, you cannot play Gobert and Carl Anthony
Together.
Towns
Together.
together. So that itself is already a bad move, to pair them together. And then you look at what they gave up for Gobert, 4 or 5 first-round picks, including your boy
Walker Kessler. Yes.
who I think was already better than Gobert at
Right.
this stage.
Right.
And then you have one guy who's already at par or better than Gobert, and you're paying him a rookie scale, and this guy's making so much money, eating in your cap. And then you add all of the other picks. I don't really know how this happened in today's NBA.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I love it.
I
Right?
love it.
I mean, like being completely biased there, but
Utah will probably win the championship down the road because of this pick. because of all the assets that they got.
Can we end the show now? No. But you take a look at all of that.
The show,
Not the show, the segment now.
Pwede.
We still have a lot more to talk about.
Naman.
Oh my goodness. But before I completely lose track of everything we're supposed to be doing here, there is a quote-unquote, the real MVP award. And that one will go to Nikola Jokic. Coach, can you define the real MVP?
This is very painful because I'm a Joel Embiid.
I know,
Sixers
exactly.
fan.
Exactly.
But you have to be real here.
Yeah.
Real MVP is really the best player in the game. This happened in the 90s when they gave awards to Karl Malone. They gave awards to Barkley. But everybody knew that the real MVP, the real best player of the game is Michael Jordan.
Yes.
And it happened again this year. And I think it's obvious. Maybe before the playoffs, you could make a case for Embiid. And I myself, I will be making cases for Embiid before the playoffs. But now, it's obvious. I mean, you can say Giannis is there as well. But hands down, Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world right now.
I agree.
I don't think that can be disputed.
I was going to say.
There's no way. Coach Mark, thank you as always for entertaining us with your choices and making my partner happy here
My goodness.
tonight.
Thank you,
but we
guys.
cannot end the show because after the break, we will hear from the next generation talents of our country's baseball program. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back to The Game. The country's youth baseball program is reaching new heights as the under-18 squad qualifies for the ASPAC Palomino team, the team roster for the first time in history. That's how big it is. And joining us are the members of the Philippine Palomino team, Ryu Garcia, Kyle Bautista, Migs Paca, and Coach Junmar Yarao. Welcome to The Game. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
First and foremost, right, for making history. Okay, Coach, bigyan nyo naman kami ng background muna dun sa the competition na sasalihan natin for the first time, and how were they selected, yung ating mga bata?
Yung sasalihan po namin league doon, andun yung mga top teams in the world, hindi lang sa Asia, andun yung Japan, I think Taipei, and then Australia. And then, so yun, we prepare for this tournament talaga since January hanggang June po siya. 6 months hindi po siya, I think, madali. Kasi they are students eh.
Siyempre.
So they study talaga?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sige.
At clarify natin si Coach, hindi estudyante ha.
Oo.
Parang ano eh.
Kala nga namin sa dati siya kanina eh. Oo.
Then marami silang activities, andun pa yung
Yeah.
entrance exam sa mga colleges nila.
Right.
Yeah.
Again.
So, very difficult talaga.
Oh, and under 18s ang lahat. So, you all look under 18, don't worry. But, Migs, I want to start off with you first. No bias because I know you're from La Salzabel. You take a look at the process of getting in and being part of this team from all different schools and trying to compete at a high level. Can you tell us a bit about how you got in and how the team was formed from your point of view?
Tell us your position too, please.
Yeah.
So I play second base, third base, and pitcher. And the way that I got into this team was because right now I'm 17, and the tournament is an under 18, so I hit the age cutoff. And I think the way I got selected was that my skill was on par with the highest level that we may have in the Philippines. And my attitude towards the game of baseball and coaching and playing, that I can be coached and I'm ready to give my all on the field no matter what happens.
I like the attitude.
Love that.
I like that.
Kyle, tell us your position and tell us about the training and the preparation so far for this competition.
Yeah, sure. So I'm actually one
In
of the
school, please.
Yeah, sure, of course. So I'm actually one of the catchers for the team. So the one behind the home plate wearing gear.
Yeah.
I'm from Sal Green Hills. So especially since we've been starting for like only 6 months, it may seem like a long time, but it really isn't. For like something that we're training for at this level, it's a different level talaga. Nothing we've seen before. So like no expectations going in. So throughout the 6 months, of course, we had to miss a few practices due to like school conflicts or extracurriculars, of course. And yeah, it's been really hard trying to get here, especially with the amount of fields we have currently, because it's very limited. Especially since a lot of the baseball fields actually were taken down, turned to like different complexes, buildings.
During the pandemic,
Yeah,
also,
especially,
right.
during
And
the pandemic.
you guys have done nothing since 2019, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
right?
internationally, we haven't done
Right,
anything
internationally.
since 2019.
Yeah, Ryu, I'm just gonna say it out loud here, just to show there's no bias here. He is from Ateneo de Manila and a champion with the Pasig Knights in Little League Philippines in the Series 2022. So they mentioned it a while ago. Naghahabol kayo in terms of preparation because not a lot has been happening in terms of international competition. Dagdag pressure ba yun in terms of the urgency na kailangan nyo na to reach a certain level by the tournament?
Actually, it does add pressure to it as long as we know the competition is actually really hard, especially it being 19 under and me being the youngest in the team at 15. It was actually making our expectations, we gotta get to this level and try our best to compete against the best teams in the world. It just adds pressure to it, but we're gonna tackle it as a team itself.
Yeah.
And we've been preparing for it for 6 months. We've known each other for a while. We know how each other plays. So that's how we're gonna tackle it and prepare for the battle.
Okay, Coach, gusto ko malaman ano ang sabi ni Kyle. No expectations, but obviously you set your own expectations for the competition. So ano expectations ng team pag pinag-uusapan nyo? At sino yung mga powerhouses dito na kasi gusto ko rin malaman saan tayo lulugar dito. Anong ranking natin historically coming into this competition?
Like Japan talaga. We look for Japan talaga.
Yes, correct.
World
Other than Japan.
number one.
Number one talaga yan.
Yeah, maybe we are the rank in China.
Okay.
Yeah, China.
Okay.
And then we hope hindi pa namin nakikita yung like Australia. So
nakakapag-scout ba kayo? Do you know the competition? Hindi rin.
Actually, though,
please,
our coaches, they send us videos of these prospects that play in different countries.
Yeah.
And of course, we're gonna get challenged by seeing them, seeing the skills that they have and what we need to tackle against them. So we know how they'll play, we know how they're gonna approach us, but at the same time, we've also prepared for them. We know them better than they know us. Because mentioning that again, it's actually our first time playing in the Palomino tournament.
Yeah.
The Palomino division, rather.
Correct.
And they don't know us that well compared to us knowing them, how they play the sport, how they train for the sport. And it will just come out as us
Yeah.
being underdogs for the tournament, but it's actually really good because that means we have a better chance against them.
Just a clarification, right? I know, Kyle, you wanted to say something. Palomino is not the team; it's a division.
It's a division.
Just in case
Yeah.
lito, no, for those who are watching. Yes, you wanted to say something.
Palomino is actually the division we're playing in. It's one of the brackets where, so it's among one of the like 19U, 18U, for specifically us. Yeah, so we'll be competing at 18U.
Migs, na-mention ni Ryu that the teams that are gonna face you don't know you guys yet. How do you feel they're gonna know you once you actually play against them? What do you think is the impression you're gonna leave upon your opponents during the game and after?
I think the impression that we want to leave on our opponents is that as soon as we play our first game, we should come out hot and we should come out strong, trying to show the opponents that we are a good team and we aren't just an easy win. And I think that we have to show our best of the best in our first game and continue staying hot until our last game, hopefully winning the championship and moving on to the World Series.
Hopefully.
Just to add nga lang po, so
Please.
actually this comes to our advantage because we have the element of surprise. They have no expectations whatsoever. Like, oh, it's Philippines, it's a new team. They're probably going to be easy to beat, but we want to be able to show up and actually plant our country as an actual competitor in this tournament. Especially since it's the first time the Philippines is actually competing at this level.
Yeah.
Everything internationally has been in lower levels. For 16U, 14U, this is actually the first time the Philippines is actually competing at this level, Palomino.
All right. Yeah, so that's why it's an exciting time.
Yeah.
Coach, obviously the rest of the team is not here.
Yeah.
Paano yung selection process? Ano yung thought process behind that?
No, kasi may mga tournament din to mga to,
Correct.
high school like
Right.
that. We scout them. We scout
Okay.
them. Then,
Anong naging parang yung naging kategorya at ano yung mga naging qualities
like
nila?
number one talaga is attitude of the player.
Okay.
Yeah. Dapat kailangan commitment to the team. Hindi lang basta-basta magaling ka pero alam mo yung hindi mo nabibigay yung time mo sa team. Kasi it's team sport eh. Hindi naman individual. So, yun. Sila yung nag-commit. Sila yung kahit they have schools, activity, andun sila para mag-train.
Pao, I just wanted to ask,
Go ahead.
Coach, meron ka bang ini-impart na knowledge knowing that you've competed in the SEA Games, the national team? Is there, what do you tell the boys because of that experience?
Sinasabi ko lang sa kanila lagi, it's lalaki tayo, lalaki din sila. It's nothing different.
Pantay-pantay lang.
Pantay-pantay lang. oo.
Kung ano yung kinakain nila, yun din.
Well, I don't know. But
Mas masarap ang kinakain natin!
oh, mas masarap dito. Promise. Ryu, you talked about being the youngest in the group and obviously having to punch up in terms of age. And based on hearing you right now, you're obviously very vocal. How do these guys make sure that even though the age gaps are different, because it really is a big difference in the age levels, 18, 17, 16.
Right.
And you being as young as you are, how have they embraced you, made you part of this older group?
Actually, fun fact about our team, I call the older teammates Manongs. So I call them Manongs and I ask help from them whenever I'm getting confused with the drills. Honestly, it just helps us merge as one team as well. Coach said that they scouted us from the team and took into factor our attitudes. Of course, as one team, we need to have proper attitudes for us to merge properly. And with them teaching me how to be part of the team and me being able to contribute my best because of me being part with them.
Yeah.
I think that's one way of saying that, we are one team right now. And our attitudes did comply with each another. We complemented each other to a point where we were able to bring out the best in each other before the tournament.
Again, if they win the tournament, which is in Japan,
Yes.
they will be on their way to the USA and Texas in July to represent the Asia-Pacific region. We'll end with one question, and you can speak for the boys.
Sure.
Why baseball? It's not the most popular. A lot of people go basketball, football. Why baseball? Sell it to us.
Okay, so basically for me, it's actually a funny story how I started out baseball. I was basically actually forced to join. Yeah, so basically this summer, I was looking for something new to try. I tried like basketball, soccer, volleyball, nothing really stuck to me. But then eventually my mom tried convincing me, hey, why don't you try baseball? Because apparently sa Las Alginas, they were offering a baseball program. So like, okay, why not? Let's try this. But I was like very hesitant at first. So I tried it out. It was actually pretty fun. And eventually, the coach apparently was looking for players to play for the varsity team. And I guess ever since, it's been a passion of mine for the last 9 years.
Yun eh. Pao, there's a scarcity of baseball players, so also you gotta get other kids
gotta try. You gotta
to
try.
playing
And,
baseball. There you go.
For me, I believe like baseball, sure, it's not a very popular sport, but I do believe that it can be one of the top sports in the Philippines.
And it might be because of you guys. If you
hopefully,
do very well,
hopefully.
you never know.
well.
Thank you very much for being here. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
And we're all rooting for you. Thanks for sharing your thoughts.
Thank you so much for your support. Yeah.
So after the break, we'll find out what to expect on opening day as the country hosts the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back to The Game. Hoop fans, get ready for an epic tip-off as the Philippines is set to host the FIBA Basketball World Cup for the first time in 45 years. The country will welcome the best players in the world alongside Japan and Indonesia from August 25 to September 10. On opening day, top 10 ranked Italy will face Angola, followed by Gilas Pilipinas battling the Dominican Republic. NBA All-Star Karl Anthony Towns is expected to suit up for the Dominican Republic, as well as mainstays Andre Feliz and Eloy Vargas. Tip-offs are set at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. at the Philippine Arena.
And don't forget, this is your chance to support the Philippines in the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023. Buy 5-day passes at 20% off with this Independence Day World Cup promo package. Available from June 12 to June 16. Tickets available at philippine-ticketing.worldcup.basketball. Thank you for joining us. Happy weekend. I'm Boom Gonzalez.
Catch us weeknights here on One News, One Sports, and One Sports Plus. I'm Paolo Del Rosario, and this has been The Game.